What's happening, folks? Back once again with the chess concept album / musical from Benny Andersson, Bjorn Ulvaeus, and Tim Rice. Thank you again to Robert, who has provided this material, and a lot else by Benny and Bjorn, fair to say. So we have Benny and Bjorn lined up for quite a while into the future, and thank you to all those who've been commenting on this concept album as we've gone through it. And the next tune is Mountain Duet. Well, that certainly gives us a visual setting as well as an indication of the vocal pairing, but of course depending on what characters are doing a duet, and I'm still in the process of trying to understand the different characters, and again, in the tradition of what this channel has become, I've enjoyed, as much as trying to chart it in my brain in the moment, reading the comments below about the visuals and the different scenes and the characters' motivations and so on. So yes, I look forward to that, but I will try to catch what I can. Let's give it a listen. This is Benny, Bjorn, and Tim Rice from their concept album / musical Chess, and the track is Mountain Duet.
This is the one situation I wanted most to avoid. Nothing I say will convince him it isn't a trick.
A drink on a clear moonlit night, I relax, she smiles. There's something unpleasant going on.
So with immaculate timing, I'm left to carry the can, embarrassed, outnumbered, marooned.
Now she can't be working for them, I mean us. She seems so very straightforward, but where is he?
This meeting, well, didn't he?
Maybe he's scared, just as scared as he was in the game.
Oh, I just couldn't care less. He could go right ahead, go and wreck his career. I know I've done my best.
Well, at least she's a good-looking spy.
What if my Russian friend thinks that my plans are more than intimate kind? If I don't say something else soon, he'll go. Nobody's a normal.
Listen, I hate to break up the mood. Get to the point, begin the beginning. Haven't you noticed we're a protagonist short in this idyllic, well-produced scene?
All I can say is moments ago, he was right here, ready and waiting.
Never mind him, I haven't missed him so far.
Maybe it won't do any harm to struggle on without his charm. Funny how all at once I feel that he can go jump off the mountain I won't take. This is the one situation I wanted most to avoid.
My dear opponent, I really can't imagine why.
So I'm not dangerous then. What a shame.
Oh, you're not dangerous. Who could think that of you? You are so strange. Why can't you be what you ought to be? You should be scheming, intriguing, too clever by half. I have to hand it to you, for you managed to make me forget why I ever agreed to this farce. I don't know why I can't think of anything I would rather do than be wasting my time on mountains with
A bit of everything there, sonically and vocally. Soft and tender vocal deliveries, more or less straight away singing, then some big moments where both of them really shine. Especially there were a couple moments where the female singer, and I know the name has been mentioned a couple times, in the moment I can't recall, I do apologize. But yeah, she sounded fantastic, and he had a really nice, rich and powerful vocal moment at the end as well. And we certainly get a show tune, you know, like musical type of sound for a lot of the track, but then it went into a bit of a, you know, rock energy type of feel. There was that section where there was a lot of tension. I think there were some short like string strokes, and then there was a longer, like more elegant violin line in the latter half. And yes, it was very dynamic. It kept shifting, even if, again, overall, I would say it sounds like musical music. There were some elements of rock and classical along the way. And yeah, so if I'm trying to remember what people said about previous tracks, and the one where someone like left the playing area and there was some controversy about that, I think this is related. But okay, so maybe if I'm hearing it right, it's like these two people were set up to be together, but also like for the purposes of being a spy. But then it sounds like at the beginning, it's like the question of intent and motivations was being questioned or excuse me, explored, where she's saying there's nothing I can say to make him believe me, and he's saying, you know, eventually like, oh well, at least you're a very pretty spy, or, you know, like I think there's a suggestion that neither of them quite believes the other person's, or like her motivations, I think, are being questioned. And then they're talking about the Russian player who I guess like she's spying on with, but then maybe like there's actual emotional romantic tension between them, thus making their assignment maybe complicated by like, oh, like maybe there's something real here, even though we're only supposed to be pretending at this. Either way, she's saying she's in a scenario that is exactly what she would have liked to have avoided. So again, maybe like the assignment has become more real than she wanted it to. And yeah, like there was a line about, you know, if he wants to throw away his career. So like, I don't quite know how it all stitches together, but it sounds like there's an emotional tension born out of this interpersonal and by extension geopolitical conflict, or what's the right word, challenge or game, I suppose. And thus like they're kind of hashing it out like away from everyone else, but there's like a meta reality too, because saying like, oh, you know, this is supposed to be like the protagonist, and you know, in this, what was it, like precisely arranged scene, so it like it's almost referring to itself with a wink and a nod that, you know, this is a musical production, and it's almost like we're playing our roles in this production, in this, you know, farce that we're inhabiting, but like within the world that the musical is driving at. So yeah, again, there's a bit of meta reality from what I can tell. So again, I look forward to hearing people fill in the blanks, or, you know, sort of bring the pieces that I caught together and give me a sense for what this is happening, or what is happening here. And again, like being something like up on a mountain. Maybe that's literal. Maybe they're away from wherever this chess tournament is being held, and in a secluded, elevated place where they can hash these things out, even if there's a lack of trust. Maybe it's also functioning on the level of they're up on a precipice and they don't know which way the pieces are going to fall. So curious to hear what people have to say. But again, vocally and sonically, very dynamic, very compelling. Loving this journey. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.